with Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. She is Chairman and Managing Director of Biocon. Ms. Shaw, good morning. Thank you for joining us. To your mind, how will this change the dynamics for the industry, and how will this change life for Biocon per se?
Well, let me put this in the right perspective. In 2009, both Biocon and Biocon, who are the only indigenous manufacturers of insulin, approached the government and requested them to create a level playing field by creating a ceiling price for insulin under which all insulin players should operate. Up until then, NPPA had been giving each company a different insulin price, and we felt that that was not correct because multinational companies were being given a much higher price than indigenous companies, and we felt that everyone should be competing under a fair and common price. And therefore, we suggested instead of giving differential prices, let us get one price ceiling under which everyone operates. And we felt that was creating a fair level playing field. Now, NPPA, in its skewed wisdom, has come out with a price ceiling, no doubt, but it is a very illogical ceiling price. One for multinationals and imported insulins, and one for indigenous players. And this is absolutely unacceptable. This is actually disadvantaging the Indian insulin producers in a much more radical way. I don't understand where they are coming from, because this is against national interest. I believe that this is a very wrong step being taken by NPPA. I don't even know who in NPPA is coming out with such absurd price orders. And I think whilst we wanted a price ceiling, this is certainly not the kind of price ceiling we wanted. We are going to approach the Prime Minister's office. We are going to approach various ministries involved, including the NPPA, to absolutely correct this anomaly. It is like saying that we prefer people to import insulins rather than manufacture them indigenously. It is like saying to Biocon, it's better you shut shop in India and import insulin from your Malaysian facility. What absurd logic is this?
Fair point, Kiran. So let's understand what it means for you as a company and how much of your revenues currently are coming in from the insulin portfolio.
No, it doesn't mean anything for Biocon right now because nothing has changed with this new price order. What it does mean is that multinational companies and importers of insulin continue to enjoy a 20 to 40% premium price over indigenous manufacturers like Biocon and Biocon. This is what is wrong. We've been lobbying to correct this anomaly, and look what the government has done. We don't understand what the government is doing and who is doing it and who is coming up with such absurd orders. I think NPPA needs help. They need urgent help from various agencies and even the Finance and Planning Commission to help them to come up with realistic and fair pricing policies. I think NPPA really needs to look at the way it functions.
Kiran, but what about the end user? Since the difference between imported insulin and Indian insulin is so large, do you think the end user will be tempted now to tilt more towards Indian insulin?
No, unfortunately, that is not the case. With the extra premium, what multinationals and other companies are doing is their marketing activities are much more aggressive. They are able to give free devices like pens to their patients, and therefore they basically, compete in a very unfair way with us.
So if Biocon sells insulin between that band of 135 to 145, will you be making money? Will you be losing money?
Yeah, of course we make money, but the point is we are competing very, fiercely with multinationals who have a very strong stake in this company. Are we wanting to, bring down our, imports, or do we want to increase our import bills? Isn't there some logic to that? When you have indigenous manufacturers who can help you bring down the import bills, you are encouraging importers to, import insulins, and they are aggressively marketing these insulins. They have a 65% to 70% market share of these insulins because they've been around for a long time. How do you expect indigenous companies to compete on such an unfair playing field?